Hey, welcome to Captive Audience.
We were just
And
talking.
we
We are
don't
just
have
talking about David's back.
we don't have two sunny down forth. I just happened to notice that
Oh yeah.
you got to
Okay.
change your name, buddy.
Yes, I better.
I
Huh?
am the real Sunny Danforth right here.
Okay. Well,
Well, you guys,
you're the real one.
listen.
That makes me fake.
Um, I want to tell you, I read something. I just wanted to bring it up, and from the Epic Times. As David was just saying, right, was I was pushing the button to come on. Isn't COVID over? Because I said, I want to cover this story. It's from the Epic Times. Harvard renews COVID-19 vaccine mandates, joining 69 other schools. Like, what for?
So COVID is over, but vaccines are not apparently.
Vaccines or not. And it's really a shame that they are, if you want to enroll in Harvard, you must have a vaccine. In reading this article, and there's 69 other schools here in the United States that are also doing this. So I just wanted to let you know it's not gone. This vaccine mandate is not gone. And today we have studies that show the ineffectiveness of the shots, the ineffectiveness and how they can even alter your health forever, with myocarditis and other such things. So it's really irresponsible for these schools to be mandating this.
Well, it's clearly, if they're mandating anybody mandating COVID vaccines, it's clear that it's not about health.
Yeah.
It's not about COVID. It's about the vaccine, right?
Yeah, it is. And I'll tell you, I would unenroll as well, Bobby. 100%. I'd just go, no. But given all of the woke things and the plagiarism coming out of Harvard, I mean, why would you go there anyway? And companies saying, well, we're not hiring anybody. Anybody who graduates Harvard is not going to work for other judges. They've said, sorry, we're not even hiring you to clerk.
Right.
So
Right, because your education is worthless, even though
yeah.
you paid $300,000 for it.
Yeah. So and you have to have the a jab. So I just wanted to bring that out there because that was like not on my radar. I didn't think there was
Yeah.
really any vaccine, any shot mandates out there, and I was clearly wrong. And it's just part of the education.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything on COVID and nowhere, you know, lots of stuff about the vaccine, the
Right.
ineffectiveness of the vaccine and the side effects of the vaccine, but I haven't seen
Mhm.
anything about COVID. I don't know anybody that's died from it recently, so I
No, in
thought
fact,
it was over.
some of the studies have shown that it actually imperils somebody's health if they've had COVID previously and now you give them the shot.
Really?
There are so many studies that have been done all over, and so I was just really surprised, about that. So I just wanted to bring that up. Our session has started here in Oregon.
Yeah, that's a scary thought. Anytime the legislature is in session, it's not good.
No, it isn't. And so they had a hearing yesterday, I do believe yesterday, that was for the plan to roll back Oregon's Measure 110. And it draws a standing room only crowd. And as it should, quite frankly, but we'll see what comes out of this. But I'm glad that people were there. I'm glad people were giving testimony, calling in, whatever they were doing, to help and put pressure, because the people are, quite frankly, sick and tired of having the open drug use in the communities, and the increase in homelessness and the drug use. And it's funny to have heard I heard a legislator on Your Voice, Your Vote on a Sunday program say, well, it wasn't legalized just to use out in the open. Well, hello, when you decriminalize it, what the hell? Oh, I'm just going to give you a slap on the wrist. So, no.
Yeah, that whole measure, it seems the only people that benefit from that measure are the drug dealers, right?
Right.
Well, excuse me, I take that back. The only people that benefit from that measure are the drug dealers and the grifters, the NGOs that are getting millions and millions of dollars and having absolutely no positive effect whatsoever. So
Absolutely.
that's indicative of a lot of legislation or policy that's come out of Salem. Is it seems to be good for organized crime, and it's good for the grifters.
Absolutely. And that's a very good segue right into this other item I wanted to bring up from the Oregon Catalyst, which I just posted, that homeless is up 17% after the state gives away $1,000 monthly checks. Okay, you build it and they will come. Well, let me tell you, when you have legalized drugs in the state of Oregon and you're paying homeless people and you are providing all of this for them, why not? They
Yeah,
they will come.
whatever you subsidize, you get more of.
That's a
That's what
fact.
that's
That's a
what
fact.
subsidies are all about. Now, if you taxed all those druggies out in the streets, then in theory, you would get fewer of them. Might be kind of hard
So
to collect, but
yes. So this is now I have to I maybe you can explain this part to me, Dave. In this story, this is a research done by Portland State University Homeless Research and Action Collaborative, revealing that the numbers of homeless people in the state is up 8.5%, but the number of unsheltered homeless has increased 17.2% since 2022. What is the difference of homeless and unsheltered homeless?
got me. Maybe homeless people live in a homeless shelter, and homeless unsheltered people live outside under a tarp. I don't really know, but you
I
would
don't
think,
know. I kind of thought homeless meant you were homeless, whether you're in a shelter or a temporary housing until you
right?
get settled more, or you're living in your car. To me, you're still homeless.
Right?
But maybe my thinking is skewed.
Yep. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. That whole thing has just turned into another industrial complex, if you will, the homeless industrial complex. And it just seems like politicians in Salem are willing to do whatever it takes to shovel more money toward that because everybody's on a grift. I mean, it's just a big taxpayer grift. And the taxpayer keeps getting shafted, shafted, shafted. The legislature asks for more taxes, more taxes, more taxes.
Yeah.
And here we are living in a country that we pay 30 to 50% of our income to stay out of jail.
Right. And so here's some of the way that they're grifting. They are free crack pipes, straws, and tinfoil to the drug users. Several lawmakers authored a bill to expand food stamps to cover hot meals like pizza, hot dogs, and French fries. Portland City Commissioners are trying to steer $3 million to the Portland Street Response Program, which hands out free clothing, food, and cigarettes to homeless. And nationally, this is interesting. Nationally, it is only up 0.3% homelessness, but in Oregon is up 22%.
Hmm. Yeah, well, we're the place to be. With the exception of the weather, it's a great place to be homeless.
We are the place to be. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Hey, did you let's switch over to Joe Biden. You know that
Uncle
it's a
Joe's
mini
losing it.
pardon?
Uncle Joe's losing it.
Oh my gosh, he is. And now the DOJ has actually said, yes, by golly, he has lost it.
Really?
Yeah, so you didn't hear about the DOJ, the special counsel's report. They have found Biden that this is from Stephen Green out of PJ Media. The headline is Special
Dr.
Counsel
Pundit.
finds Biden is too damn old to be charged in classified doc scandal. But it's more than being too old.
What?
They did a 5-hour interview with him. I've read some of the report, and it actually says that he could not recall, even though it's just a few years ago when his son passed away. You've seen all the gaffes that's been happening. And I
Yeah.
think what they're doing is allowing Biden to be out there unscripted on his own. And what you see is what you get. And that's the real guy,
Yeah.
you know?
Well,
So
unfortunately, Joe's always been known as a gaff master, but unfortunately, they're not funny anymore. He used to slip up on a hot mic, and stuff like that. And but he's not all there. He's not fit. He's not fit. He should retire.
he should. And so I have another article here that's from the New York Post. Doctors are calling for Biden to take a mental competency test after scathing classified docs report. And actually on Wednesday, David or Don and I, we were talking, and I said, just who's running the show? Because it is not Biden.
No, it's not.
It's also not Harris,
No.
and right.
No, it's not giggles.
So, and it's damn scary having him he is the president in name only.
Well, yeah, whoever's running things at the White House was not elected.
No,
Right?
no.
Not elected by the people that he was elected to represent, elected to represent. And I don't know who it is, to be honest with you. Could be the Obama machine. It could be the Clinton machine. It could be the CCP. It could be the WEF, or a conglomeration of all those interests in one. But he's not making good decisions, and the way we seem to be flirting with war on at least two fronts now, that does not bode well for America, having a commander in chief who can't remember. Probably can't remember his way back to his house. Fortunately, he gets driven everywhere, and he doesn't have to worry about that. But God forbid he should get lost somewhere. It just does not bode well. We need good, strong leadership, and
Yes, we do. When we're on the verge of World War III,
we are.
We are in a world when you're having open borders, a wide open border as it has been and is. And also now we have Representative Claudia Tenney is calling for the 25th Amendment to be invoked on Joe Biden.
I can't see how that would be a bad thing. I can't see how that. I think it would be doing a favor to Joe.
I do too.
I think it's certainly a legitimate function of the legislature to look at him and go, "This, he's not there. He can't do this."
No, he can't. It's clear he can't. When interview or event after event, you always see Joe with his cheat sheet card.
Right.
What is he going to say to answer the question? Who he's going to call on to? It's totally scripted, and he is incapable of running our country and being the power and the strength that we need to help calm the rest of the world, because, oh my gosh, things are crazy.
Well, I saw a lot of commentary on Twitter this morning. I've been kind of off the grid for a lot of time, but that he was put out there in that unnecessary press conference. I mean, if you were running Joe Biden, you wouldn't put him in a press conference, would you?
No,
hell no.
No, you keep Joe in the basement.
Yeah, exactly. Give him some ice cream cones, one in each hand.
Yeah,
keep him busy. But that he was put out there intentionally to start the process of getting rid of him, I would suppose probably more from an electoral standpoint than anything else. I mean,
Right.
it's certain the Democrats certainly don't care about America. They don't care that they have an incompetent or weak leader. They just care about elections, and I think they're seeing the handwriting on the wall that maybe Joe can't win, or maybe we can't cheat enough to make Joe win.
Yes, and so, I just look at when I saw this report that came out, I went, well, this is the timing. The timing seems about right that the DOJ, their special report would come out and find him incompetent, um and also it's funny that it said in the report, we would be unable to convince a jury because he just comes across as this nice old man. So we can't indict him. And yes, he did, share secrets, top, and storing all these documents incorrectly and in multiple offices, things that he never had act were not declassified. It was when he was vice president and even before, so it's very telling that report, then the media, the press conference, and seeing even more gaffes, and also his anger.
Yeah, yeah. I guess I understand that's a symptom of dementia, is it not?
That's what my understanding is as well. Yes, yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
The,
So,
the chaos in their head leads to anger and fits of uh, rage, I guess. And yeah, he's just not the guy you want near the football.
no, he's not. No, no. And well, and supposedly has the nuke codes. And, maybe whoever's running the program behind says, no, no, no. Let me know if we have to escalate things. I'll take care
Yeah.
of it. I don't
Yeah.
know. But
Well,
that's the part I don't
that's
like.
what I was saying. That's the football. They call it
Right.
the football.
But I know, but that is not the way. This is unconstitutional being run in this fashion, David.
Well, I mean, if he's not fit to exercise his duties as office, yeah, that's unconstitutional.
No, no. What I mean is having
Having
the
somebody behind the scenes calling the
yes,
shots. Yeah.
yes, yes.
Well,
Unelect
that's been going on for a long time, and yes, it is.
True,
You
true.
know, but we for the most part we haven't done that with a president who's not capable of overriding and saying no, 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 we're not doing. I'm not doing that. You know,
Right. That's
he's
my
just
point. Right.
he's put the card in front of him and he goes. Yeah, at this time, I'm launching nuclear missiles into Iran. I didn't run. When did I run? Okay, and walks right
Oh,
away.
that's good, David.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
It's embarrassing as an American to have that guy up, the leader of the free world, the most powerful man in the world, and he's a doddering, old fool. I'm not saying that old people can't. I mean, I know plenty of people that are as old as he am. They're way sharp. They're way sharper than I am at 65 years old. And they've always been sharp, and they're just smart people, and they understand stuff, and their mind is not, rotted. And it's clear he's got some sort of cognitive degeneration, dementia, whatever the hell it is.
well, it's not age. It is
No, it's
the
not age.
mental acuity, because
Yeah,
look how sharp Trump is. And remember, Biden has had, I believe it's 2 brain surgeries. Don't
I didn't
ever
know that.
forget that.
Really, I didn't know that.
Well, he's had at least 1 brain surgery. I know for sure 1, and I do believe he's had 2 brain surgeries. He had some tumors removed. And this was way back when he was first elected.
As president?
No, 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 no. When
Oh,
he
as
was
senator?
as a senator.
Hmm. Wow.
It's a long time ago. And so that could be also playing a part in that. I don't know, but look at you have Trump out in front of Mar-a-Lago giving an impromptu speech right after the Supreme Court hears the oral arguments
That's funny, isn't it?
That is funny. And,
Good one, Pat.
yeah, good one. And
Roll the
she,
dice. We're going into a press conference. Oh shit.
well, I'm sure that's what his handlers felt like when they handed him the card. Stick to the script. Biden would always say, I'm going to get in trouble for this. I'm going to get in trouble for this. Well, who the hell gets the president in trouble for anything? No, you're supposed to be the boss. You're not getting in trouble for jack.
Yeah, hell, you have
Unless it's your
executive
spouse.
immunity, presidential immunity. Yeah, it's pretty hard to
Right.
get in trouble if you're the president.
Yes, it is. But he continually says that because he's, of course, getting his butt chewed.
Jill's gonna have my hide, but I'm gonna say it.
Right. Well, listen, I also have some other stuff on elections and election integrity. And so, Molly Hemingway, she said a couple days ago on Wednesday, this is from Real Clear Politics, Molly Hemingway at Zuckerbuck's hearing, the American system of self-governance is under attack. And
Yeah.
yeah, so she was, Wednesday at the House Administration Committee about the influence of Zuckerbucks had on the election administration. And so she was giving testimony about that. And I'll tell you, it's very, very true. So I'm glad. And she talks about it from her book, Rigged, and the what they've come up with in that. And she says, so I'm glad that she was giving this testimony because the system is absolutely rigged and with what was happening. But I also have an article from the Epoch Times by, who's this one by? Tom Ozimak. Mail-in ballot fraud study finds Trump almost certainly won in 2020. And so it's a new study examining the likely impact that fraudulent mail-in ballots had on the 2020 election concludes that the outcome would almost certainly have been different without the massive expansion of voting by mail. And this is the Heartland Institute study.
Yeah.
And it's based on data obtained from the Heartland Rasmussen survey in December that revealed roughly 1 in 5 mail-in voters admitted to potentially fraudulent actions in the presidential election.
That's huge.
It is huge.
That's huge. That's
It
enough
is.
that's way more than enough to sway an election.
And over 43% of the 2020 votes were cast by mail, the highest percentage in U.S. history.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So, well, I'm going to go dark here for a second because I have to stand up. But we saw a whole documentary on that thing, Restore Oregon Now. How was it I think it's like $433 million or something that was pumped into the various election entities around the country, which, just on the outset, how is it possible for a private person to inject money into election clerks and bureaus and departments, at the county or the state level? I mean, just on its face, that just screams of electioneering. And we were fortunate enough to watch that documentary. I think that was the one Bossy put out, was it not?
Yes, that was rigged.
Yeah, that was rigged, and it showed us. Yeah, it showed us in pretty good detail how that money probably did sway an election.
Most definitely, and Zuckerberg has said he won't be doing that again. But do I trust that he wouldn't do something else? No. And also, after injecting that much money into election systems all over the country, and like in my county, our county elections office received Zuckerbucks, a grant. And so I'm thinking, who applied for that grant in my county? And what made them apply for a grant? How did you know? What was the purpose?
Mhm.
And did we need a signature verification machine? Because it's my understanding we got the signature verification machine from the Zuckerbucks. We do have a new ballot tabulation machine, but I don't know, I can't remember if that was by Zuckerbucks or not. But I do know that the signature verification machine and in that machine it puts a stamp on the bottom, or like a not a barcode along the bottom of re, the envelope that the ballot has been returned in, and it's the machine scans the barcode on there and puts another one, and it puts it in a batch. It says what time it has been run through the machine, and gives it a number in the batch so you can know exactly where to find it. And it is supposed to verify the signature. Now, I will tell you, in our elections office here in Umatilla County, and talking with the elections clerk, because now it has been used in 2 small elections, getting ready to use it in a much larger election, our primary. And they said that they were still doing the signature verification the manual way, where you scan the signature and it pops it up on the computer screen at their station. And so they gave us a demonstration of how they are still checking, and they found that the machine was very accurate. But
I would
you
imagine it would
can
be.
but wait a minute, David, you can ex, um, dial down the accuracy. You can
Oh,
adjust the accuracy of the machine. And that was
interesting.
some of the conversations from other places. They're going, the machine was adjusted down so it's not looking, maybe it could look at 50 points in a signature. Well, we're going to have it only look at 25 points and see, and it's going to maybe kick some out. But in our county, it did not. It did well, and yes, everybody's signature changes over time, especially with age, which is why it's very important to sign a new voter registration form with your new signature so that your ballot will still get counted and it won't get kicked back to you for having the signature as invalid because your signature changed. You've just broke your hand and it's
Right,
healed since the last election. Your signature is not going to be the same.
right.
So, yeah.
Yeah, well, um, every time we discuss election integrity, it reminds me when Steve Yates, Deputy White House Security Advisor, Michael Yon, war correspondent, and Jan Yakalik, um, senior editor at the Epic Times,
Hmm.
myself and Karen were sitting around a table, and that came up for discussion. And I said, I don't know. I mean, I don't know what's what, and I don't know that we'll ever know what's what, even though a lot of it has been, I think, figured out by now. But one thing I do know for sure, and I told him, I said, this is for sure. From now on, half of America will never trust an election.
Well, I think it's more larger than that, because look how when Trump won, the Democrats were screaming it was fraudulent.
Yeah.
And then when Biden won, the Republicans are screaming it was fraudulent, and that. So it's actually, I think it's larger. And the Democrats for years have actually screamed that mail-in ballots was, easy fraud, and yet that's the preferred method.
Yeah. Yeah, and the result of that is if if Americans in America can't trust American elections, then what do we have?
Right. Right.
We don't have what we're originally designed to have. That's for sure.
No.
Actually, what we originally we didn't you know we- originally we didn't have popular elections for president. So, the various
No,
states at the very founding of the early various states, legislatures said, "Now we don't need people voting for president. We need people who are representatives of the people to vote for president and make sure they're clear-minded and can see all of the angles that they need to see to make a proper decision. Because face it, the average voter just doesn't know a lot of things. I don't know a lot of things in the House of Representatives that my representative Cliff Bentz knows. Right?
absolutely.
If
Yes.
I took a yes or no vote on a piece of legislation, I'd be sorely ill-informed because I'm not there. I don't have don't have anything to really go by. I mean,
That's true.
I'd have to read it.
Right. Right. You would. You have to read it. Always read it before you vote on it. And there are other implications. I mean, look at this bill that just got defeated that they were calling a border bill. Hell, it was anything but a border bill.
The one with $60 billion of funding to Ukraine, that one?
Yeah, that one. That
Wow.
one too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
I ran across something interesting today in this from PJ Media. A company shutters the Utah lithium operation at Great Salt Lake.
Really?
Yes, and
Why?
it is well. It says that the environment surrounding our lithium project today is markedly different than the one that existed a couple years ago when we started down the path. So when they said environment, I was thinking political environment, but apparently it has to also do with the lake and the environment around Salt Lake. But so they're going to terminate the lithium extraction project. And it doesn't necessarily say it's indefinite, but it is for now. They would like to start it up if things improve. And this company has approximately over 77 million in expenses and losses in the first quarter. I don't know of what year. It doesn't say. It doesn't say
Yeah.
because we're in the first quarter of this year.
That wouldn't be unusual for a mining operation for sure.
No, you have a lot of startup, right?
A
A
lot of
lot of
startup.
startup, and they've only been
Billions.
going for a couple of years. But the world's lithium comes from Australia, Chile, and China, with China controls more than half of the processing and refining worldwide.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
the US is not short on lithium, but
Oh,
communities oppose the mining process.
we have some in Oregon, quite a bit, as well as rare earth minerals, and then also plenty of lead, nickel, gold, silver, all kinds of mineralization. Right, and I happen to live right in the middle of it. I got a friend who's been trying to get a nickel mine going for 10 years now, but can't get approval.
Wow.
The nickel's important. Nickel's, nickel and silver, and of course copper. We have lots of copper down here too. I have a copper mine. Are important in the whole the whole utopian. Everything runs on a battery vision that the Democrats have.
Hey, but isn't nickel also in steel? I don't know. But
Oh yeah,
nickel's used in a lot of stuff.
yeah.
It's not
Nickel's,
just,
yeah, it's
yeah,
a very common along with copper is a very common alloying material for different types of metals.
yeah. Yeah, it's not just the nickel in our money, the nickel in the nickel.
Oh no, nickel. Yeah, nickel is used in everything. It's you make various forms and strength and hardness of steel by
Mhm.
alloying steel with other minerals, and a lot of that is nickel. Stainless steel, high nickel stainless steel. If you want, here's a helpful household hint. If you want your cooking pans to be easy to clean, you buy high nickel content stainless steel.
Ah.
Same
Oh.
stuff they use for surgical instruments. They're very easy to clean.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah,
Interesting. Had no
they're
idea.
expensive, but
Well, a lot of good things are, right?
yeah, most good things are expensive. Yeah.
Most good things are. Hey, one more thing I wanted to just
Okay.
bring up some good news.
Oh, I like good
Um,
news.
yeah, and this is from the Epic Times. The Louisiana governor, they had a trifecta in Louisiana that is now all under Republican control. Very, very good.
It is.
Well, today the Louisiana governor calls a special session to undo the Democratic predecessor's crime policies. That's the kind of stuff you do when you get a Republican. And so Landry, his name is Louisiana Governor Jeff Landry, and he's under his leadership. He was newly inaugurated, and he says, okay, here we go. We're
Good.
going right to work, and let's undo all this stuff,
Good for
from the
him.
Democrats on their crime and whatnot. And because unfortunately, New Orleans earned the unfortunate title of the nation's 2022 murder capital.
Wow, I didn't know that.
I didn't either, but this is from the Epic Times, and I didn't either. So kudos to him. It is good news, and
It
this
is.
is what we have to do to turn things around and turn
Yeah, you actually have to do things.
You have to elect good Republicans, and
And then,
we want
and then
them
they
to.
have to actually do something.
Yes. You
Yeah.
can't just sit back on your laurels. Oh gosh, I've been elected now, and let things run as it was.
That's my bitch with congressional Republicans. Is
Yeah.
they're all hell and brimstone and brimstone and fire when they're on the campaign trail, and then they get there and they're just like, okay, well, we're not gonna, we don't want to rock the boat.
I want you to rock the boat.
Yeah,
Please rock the boat.
I want you to turn some bitch over.
Well,
Capsize it.
so Dave, the other day on Tuesday, I had our Central Committee meeting, and I said, well, yesterday was the start of the session, and we have 10 senators that are not up for re-election. It will cause them no harm. What do you think? Should they just walk out of the session and not have any new taxes?
Not have any new anything.
Just
We can
walk
go
out?
a year without a single new law. We don't need a new law to make it through 2024. Right?
That's a question I asked. I said, this is where my
That's a
mind
great
goes,
question.
because there should be any more people. Anytime I see, oh, we've got a bipartisan bill, I go, oh, well, the Republicans lost something. Okay, the Democrats gained, and we
Exactly.
have to play hardball. And I think the senators ought to just walk out and deny the session, and that's the end.
I think you're right. That's a great idea, Sonny. Have you brought that up to the Senate caucus yet?
No, I haven't,
Mm.
because that anything that would be good, they will hold until the very end. They could just say, you know what, we'll be back on the last day. Oh, wait a minute. That's what they said last time, but then they came back early. They didn't have the cojones to stick it out.
Right.
But now they're not going to run. And all they have to have is 2 or 3, I think 3, to be there to allow a quorum in the Senate. And
yeah, I like it.
We don't need one of the bills is a 0.5% statewide sales tax. Another bill is they want to make our property taxes be governed by the state instead of
Right.
the county.
Right.
We don't need that.
No.
Nothing good will come out of that. I
No.
don't, with the homeless don't need anything more. We don't need to incentivize them. The only thing that we do need is Measure 110 repealed, and we don't have to have the legislators do it. They could send that bill right back to the people to undo it.
That's exactly what they should do.
And that's what they should do.
Make the voters own it.
Yes, because the voters voted it in, not knowing what they're voting for, and they should undo it.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I will vote for you. You want to replace Greg Smith?
No, no.
No.
I would love somebody to replace Greg Smith, absolutely, but it will not be me.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
It will not be me. So, hey, everybody, have a great weekend. There's some food for thought. If you
Yeah.
like that idea, get a hold of your senator and tell him just walk out. The same guys that walked out last year can walk out now and
Yeah.
just be done.
Yeah. Yeah. I love it.
Shut it down.
Thanks for that, Sonny, and thank you everybody for joining us.
Have a great weekend.